We have created slides right, left, and center. But unfortunately, this particular topic could not get along with any of my slides fully. So I had to create more or less like a new presentation entirely because it's actually a unique topic and also add some of the things I have before. This is my second time speaking here. And like I've said, I want us to look at today's discourse. And the reason why we need to discuss about this is safety as a profession has uh, lots of potentials to be tapped into, especially in the African space. Sorry, I'll be talking about the African space because it is what I'm passionate about. I don't speak less about others, but I always try to prioritize the African space a whole lot. And when it comes to every country, the what will I put it? What term will I use? The best resource that a country can ever have is the human resource, are the human beings in it, not even the raw materials. But even in that human resource, the best resource inside that resource that a nation can have are the professionals, because it's the professionals that makes up the country. That is why you see many countries are doing everything possible to take Africans out and to get them a better lifestyle over there. Why? Because it is important to the growth of every nation. So if that is the case, and secondly, the best age that a country can have is a youthful age. So Nigeria happens to have, or let me say Africa happens to have 70%, if not more, of their percent of their population to be the youthful age. And many of us are educated and we are professionals. So we have everything that it takes. And the HSC field is calling for us because there are many potentials, many untapped potentials to be tapped in this field. And that is why I see this particular topic as very important for us to, to build our capacity and capability beyond compliance, turning our safety knowledge into career and business growth. So it is in two phases about the career path and the business part. And they do not, they are not in isolation. They are mutually exclusive. What I mean is business as a professional, for someone like me, I'm into the business, I'm an entrepreneur, but I'm also in the line, it's also my career path. And someone also can still focus based on the contextualization of what career could mean here, can also have a full career as a full-time worker, as a full-time state professional, and also be in the business. So we need to understand how professionals and entrepreneurs can use these HSC principles. Apart from the core, the technicality of HSC, apart from the HSC technique that we talk about, it also has some principles that makes you to be a professional. And these principles that makes you to be a professional actually can apply to daily life and boost your potential as an individual and boost your reputation and boost your trust and profitability as an individual. And I'm being honored once again to be invited by GETWORK Nigeria to speak for the second time on this wonderful topic. My name is Waliu Adegoke, and I'm the lead trainer and consultant. Some like to call me managing director. I don't like to accept it. But the only time that I'll fight with you is if you call me CEO, because I tell people I'm not yet a CEO. If you want to see CEO, our leaders like the like of Engineer Jamiu, the likes of Mr. Dapo Malade, and many of them, Mrs. Monica Nwosu, those are the CEOs. As I'm concerned, I'm still a trainer and a consultant, and maybe managing director. But CEO, please don't add it to my name. So like I said, of Scholar Safety Consult, we are into a lot of trainings. Many of us know us already. Let me bore you with that. The discussion for today is where we are going to. But before we go ahead, I want just one or two persons, and I'm just starting my class because I always speak to stick to time. 7:15. I'm to spend a minimum of 1 hour in this presentation. We hope we can still tune in. and we hope you are going to enjoy this conversation. Actually, I can spend less depending on how far we move. I started 7:15 and I spent 3 minutes. And I have a little brain teaser here. Very quick. I want someone to answer this particular brain teaser. River crossing is a very common brain teaser that we've had even while I was in primary school. We used to use this thing to shake our brain. So you have a wolf, you have a goat, and you have cabbage. So a farmer must carry this wolf, this goat, and cabbage across. And you know that wolf will always eat goats, and goat will always eat cabbage. And they have only one boat, and the boat holds one item plus the farmer at a time. How will you carry this? Who is going to respond to this brain teaser in the next few minutes? Quickly, let us have that to actually juggle our brain and think. So how can the farmer successfully carry these things without one eating the other successfully? Anyone who is going to try? Okay, Mr. Christopher, please kindly unmute.
Mr. Adegoke, good evening and good evening all.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, so I'll carry the goats, then come back, carry the cabbage, then the wolf.
But when you carry the cabbage from to that place, the goat will eat the cabbage now.
I've sent the message. Mr. Adegoke, can I contribute?
Please kindly go ahead, sir.
All right, I will carry the cabbage first, then followed by the wolf, then the goat.
Okay. Any other person?
The cabbage first, the wolf, and the goat.
Okay. You carry the cabbage, then come back, then carry the wolf, right? But if you carry the cabbage, before you come back, the wolf will have eaten the goat.
Yes. Okay. The best thing to me would have been carry the goats, because the garbage and the wolf are not in good consonance. So you carry the goats, drop the goats, come back, pick the wolf, go there, bring back the goats, then carry the garbage, go and drop, then come back to pick the goats to go and drop again.
Oh, beautiful. Please let us give him a round of applause. That is the correct answer. So the first thing that you do is to carry the goats over alone. Then, like he said, then you come back alone. Then when you come back, you take the wolf and return and bring back the goat, because when you drop the wolf together with the goat, it's going to eat it. So you come back with the goats and take the garbage over, then come back alone and bring the goats. So that is how you will go about that. Thank you very much, sir, for that. Now, let's ask ourselves this question. Because of time, I might not want us to answer this also. I would have loved it to be very engaging, but at the same time, I want to keep with time. Now, different ideas, different subjects motivate our decision to join the safety industry, because we are talking about the safety knowledge. It is only, at least for you to, no one brought the knowledge from heaven. The knowledge was acquired over time. And for you to acquire knowledge, it means that you have made that decision to join the safety industry or to add to your bulk of the knowledge that you have. And different things motivate individuals to join the safety industry. The reason why this is very important is that when it comes to career growth and career projection, when it comes to we moving along the path of whatever we have chosen to move along with, when it comes to entering into a business, whatever you want to choose to become, there will be a day that you make a decision, and the why behind your decision is very, very important. The why behind your decision is very, very important, because it is that why that will push you even when you are tired. It is the why that will motivate you when you have nothing else to think of, when you feel that you have gotten to the end of it and there is nowhere that you can move ahead to. It is that why that is very, very important when things get tough. Because when you listen to, I've listened to Simon Sinek so many times when he talks about why. And that's, I remember there was a time that anywhere I'm going to, I had a 50-minute recording then. I remember it's around 50 minutes or so of Simon Sinek about why. I listened to it several times because the why is very, very important. Whether you want to go into a business, whether you want to go into a business or you want to continue in your career, the reason why you are entering, you are starting is very, very important. Because if your why is not strong, then whatever, if your why is because Mr. A entered into the industry. And one beautiful thing is that at the beginning, your why might have deviated, your why might have been weak. It's not necessary that your why must be strong at the beginning, but over time, interest will tell you what your direction is. That will now strengthen the why you are still in the safety industry. Because when you don't understand the why, the knowledge that you are accumulating, I've seen many people come to me when they come to take our courses. They say, Mr. Waliu, I've done this course, I've done that course, I'm tired, I've not gotten a job. Then I ask so many questions. What is the why behind joining the safety industry? Is it that you just want to make your money? Because many people have different why. Ask yourself, what is the why behind my decision? If you have chosen or if you are thinking about joining the safety industry, is it because there's no other job somewhere else and you want to pass your time and find a job in safety? What course can I do that will give me a job? Some people will even ask me, after doing this course, do you have a job for us? I'm like, I'm not a recruiter, I'm only a trainer. I will train you, give you the required competency, boost your confidence level, and make you competent to pass interviews. And when you are in the job, when you get the job, if you have any issue, you can always reach out to Corda Safety Consult to assist. Many of our colleagues have always reached out to us when they have challenges while they are working, and we provide solution. So beyond just training you, we also provide these extra things for you. But to say that maybe we have a job somewhere for every delegate that comes to our class, how many jobs do you want to have? So your why is very, very important. Some people go for safety because there is no job out there. Some of them to pass time. Someone like me, I started the safety career and I studied several times because I wanted to pass time. I graduated as a chemical engineer and my goal was to work in the oil and gas industry as a process engineer because I once worked at Dangote Cement as a process technician. So my job is oil and gas. Just get that process engineering, design processes, use all these ISIS software that they used to train us then, and Polymath and many of them use it to develop softwares, develop processes, design equipment, facilities. That was all that was in my brain. I just wanted to pass time and use the safety stuff to just add to my certificate. I did my ISPON in 2015, even before I even went to serve. I did my ISPON because I just wanted something that would make me to get that safety job as soon as possible. That was my initial why. Even when I got my first job as a safety officer at Hybrid, I was still like, okay, let me just spend 1 year. I will still see the job. I was still applying for jobs as chemical engineer. When I did my NEBOSH, the same year I joined the safety industry. Within a year I joined the safety. I did my NEBOSH. I did my ISO 5001. I did 9001. I did process safety. I did many OSHA courses. Why? Because I just wanted to use it to get job as a process engineer. One day I now started and I thought of it. Baba, you have spent money on all these courses. Are you sure that God has not placed your small yansh where you are supposed to be? Then I now strengthen my why. And I also it's like this is where I'm supposed to be. My why changed, and I started drawing passion for it. And I started reflecting on how, even when I was in school, the only subject that also the easiest course that I did in school was the HSC course. Whenever they introduce HSC to us as a course that they come to do in our school, I'm always interested. I started reflecting on this thing that it's like safety is my core. And I remember that even when I was in school as SUG welfare director, I was in school, I contested for welfare, which is part of safety. Even when I was in school, I did a full seminar, full safety seminar, even when I never knew anything about safety. I now started reflecting that it's like, this is my why, this is where I want to become. But at the beginning, my why was about passing time. That's why I said that your why at the beginning might be weak, but over time you need to start reflecting on what you want to build for yourself, your career projection. Now, it can be because you study safety in engineering and there's no job. Sorry, you study engineering. Many of us are engineers. Because you study engineering and there's no job. It might be because you study a safety-related course, industrial safety. I've seen many of our PTI colleagues that are always like they are the one that's supposed to be in the safety industry because they study something related to safety. Is that your why? Or someone advised you to join, go and try that safety, there is a job there. Go and try this, that safety is a good field. Like some people will say, safety now became a dumping ground, which I don't agree with. Or you saw somebody that a safety professional that is driving Venza, driving a big car. You're like, it's like there is money in this safety. Let me to join safety. What is your why? Your why is very, very important. But even before going deeply into this conversation, do you even know what health and safety really means? When we are talking about this health and safety that we are talking about, or HSC, there are so many acronyms that we give it because it's a very wide field. That is why when you build your capacity in the field of what we term as safety field, which is beyond just safety, when you build your capacity truly in that field, it puts you at a higher speed, at a higher level of competency, capacity, and capability. Because we are like the bridge between the top management and the workers. We are close to the workers. We understand the need of the workers. We apply emotional intelligence. We have good relationship skill. You build these things over time as a professional in health and safety. And that is why, like the titles of this, the title of this topic says, I want to go back to the title. Beyond compliance, turning safety knowledge into career and business growth. How professionals and entrepreneurs can use the principles in HSE to strengthen reputation, trust, and profitability. Because of the position that we have between the workers and with the top management, even in the ISO standard. If you look at ISO standard that talks about safety, ISO 45001 is the only standard that has the clause that talks about workers' participation, because we have that skill. We should protect that skill that talks about human involvement, human engagement, human relationship. We are even expected to have good skills in client relationship. Anytime, if you look at most companies, anytime there's an issue or there is a regulatory body coming around, it's safety that they will call, because we understand that safety is what talks about life and death, and regulations talks about it. So it makes that safety industry to have this high level of competitive advantage. When you go through the competency requirement, when you build yourself inside of it, you are able to work in diverse industries. That's how you see professionals, you see them, they work. Someone like Abanom, he started with, I think, in construction, they're manufacturing. Now he's in aviation. Tomorrow he can be in oil and gas. Why? Because the skills that he has attained over time can be applied in all fields, regardless of wherever he finds himself. If he finds himself in the banking sector, he will work successfully. If he finds himself in the energy sector, he will work like he has been there for long. If he finds himself in any field, why? Because the principles are the same, and it applies to wherever any HSE professional finds himself. And that's what makes us unique. Why? Because we deal with laws, rules, guidance, processes that help to protect human. Protecting the human, number one. To protect human, you need to build relationship with human. We need to look at what could affect human. Damage to equipment. To protect equipment, you need to understand the equipment. That is where you will see process safety, construction safety, occupational health and safety, industrial safety, aviation safety. This thing safety, that one safety. Why? Because safety is diverse. Safety is unique. It cuts across field. So that's why when you build yourself in that field, you can be able to break boundaries wherever you find yourself. If I'm communicating, please type yes in the chat room. If you are flowing with me, type yes in the chat room. If you are flowing together, please type yes in the chat room. I want to see that yes flying in the chat room. Because we protect employees, we protect equipment. To protect equipment, we need to understand process safety. That's another part of safety. You need to build competency capacity in that line. Understand design of equipment. We protect the public from catastrophe. We protect the environment. Tell me why someone that could do all this will not be able to flow in any field that he finds himself. A process safety engineer can become a process operator tomorrow, can become an equipment operator tomorrow. Even let's look at lifting. A lifting operation. A safety professional will design how you should carry out the lifting in such a way that it will not cause harm. What is lifting? What is the essence of lifting when it gets damaged or when it causes injuries? Safety is embedded in every aspect of life. And that is why that field has made it easy for us to flow across all industries that we find ourselves. We have so many duties. Safety, jack of all trade. I call it jack of all trade because we are so much involved in so many responsibilities. Developing procedures. We tell you, no matter what you are bringing, hey, engineer, come. This is the procedure that you must use. Bring your, we call it method statement. Then we will redefine it into a risk assessment in order to ensure that the work is not just being done, but being done safely. So we apply both technical knowledge and both safety knowledge. Then when we are communicating it, when we are relating with the workers, we now apply emotional intelligence. We apply human relationship skills. We build communication, we bridge the communication gap between the workers. And we also engage top management in leadership discussions on how to strengthen HSE. We are everywhere. So when you develop these skills over time, not just shortcuts, when you go through the right path and you develop these skills over time, you see yourself breaking boundaries. You see yourself building empires as a professional. Monitor and implementing of HSE plans, providing HSE trainings, workplace inspection, ensuring that everywhere is safe. Environmental implementation of health and safety. Even we move from health and safety, then we had HSE environment, then later you see us talking about QHSE, quality, health, safety, and environment. Now you are seeing us talking about QHSES, quality, health, safety, and environment, then sustainability. Because it's part of what we do. Sustainability is incomplete without health and safety. It's one of the elements, one of the frameworks of sustainability. Talking about the social part. Then reporting of compliance performance, we give report. Now, in the area of reporting records, that is where data analysis comes in. We're into data analysis. You need to understand the background of health and safety.
Hello, Mr. Waliu, if you can hear me. You suddenly broke out. We can't hear you. Hello. Is it just me? I can't hear Mr. Waliu. Please drop your comments if you can hear him, if it's just from me.
Likewise, me, Johnson Olumiwa, I can't hear him as well.
Okay. So I think he's a problem with his network. Please just stay in. I'll reach out to him. Yeah. It's been an interesting one. We can't afford to miss this. So please stay in. I would reach out to him. Hello, Mr. Waliu. Are you back? I can still see him. I guess it's something.
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you very well. So
sorry about that.
No worries.
Part of the things that we face here.
Yeah, I think you broke out for just a few minutes. You should still be on that same slide you were.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So let us move on. Thank you very much. So, because the reason why I'm bringing this foundation is because if you don't understand the foundation of what health and safety really means, if you are talking about the principle of health and safety, you will be asking the question, where did they get it from? It's because what we get involved in over time builds that capacity and capability to be able to have those ethics, those principles that protect not just human life, but the environment and the nation and the whole world at large. Then we are involved in presentation, data analysis. Imagine that we do records, we do reporting, not just anyhow reporting, systematic, deliberate reporting of our activities and using leading indicators and lagging indicators to have a holistic report. Then not just that, we are now translating this report into monetary terms, into financial decisions for top management. Do you know the kind of skills that will be used that will have been gotten over time to be able to do all those things? Conducting incident investigation and compiling reports. So many things are being done as safety professionals. And that have built us and make us to have these key principles that we are talking about. And like I said earlier, we work in various industries. You see us everywhere. We work in various industries, construction, oil and gas, MEP, exploration, healthcare, pharmaceutical, power industries. You see us in every industry. Everywhere you are there, consulting, training firms, transportation industry, even in military bases, insurance firms, telecommunication industry, petroleum industry, FMCG, different industries, you see professionals that are into the health and safety field. Safety is often seen as, most times, we need to create this understanding that the basis of health and safety is not about regulatory requirements. But when it comes to today's world, safety is talking about building trust. Because when you're talking about protecting people, they need to trust you enough to be sure that you can actually protect them. Efficiency and brand value, building reputation, building organizational strength, building capacity. I will share us a video, a few minutes video, once we are going to the end of this class for you to understand what I'm talking about. The future of work must see safety, HSE, health and environment, as a tool for business growth, and not just it is beyond just compliance. If you can apply the principle of health and safety, even in your businesses, because in safety we talk about risk, you must have risk perception, and in business you must understand the issue of risk in your business. Even if you are going into your own personal businesses or you are building your career, the same way we talk about assessing the risk level of whatever you are engaging with, the same way we are talking about this risk in the health and in health and safety. How do you make this shift? It is seeing it beyond compliance. And what does compliance mean? We just need to meet up with the minimum requirements. Okay, nobody should be involved with an accident. Protect everybody, use your PPE. No, safety is beyond that. You need to embed safety into the culture, leadership, and decision-making in organizations. And that is the reality. Every organization that does not prioritize safety, that does not prioritize leadership, look at those organizations, they will be affected in every other area. Go and look at any organization that does not see safety serious, that does not take safety seriously. You see that such organization, every other department will be of wreck. I don't know how best to put it. Every organization that does not put safety seriously, go and look at their quality. It will be close to zero. Go and look at their manufacturing processes. It will be poor. But any company that sees safety as a priority, go and look at every other process. Everything will be addressed, because the greatest resource that an organization can have is the human resource. And if your human resource is not safe, then your organization is not safe. It is about why we do it, not just what we must do. It is the why that makes sense to us. Why we must ensure that people are safe at every point in time. And when you see companies that go beyond just trying to meet up requirements, you will see that they are being trusted more, They build workers' brand, workers' reputation, and you will see them being referred by clients, and they are more resilient and innovative. I told one of my guys, he's into all this event planning. Those guys that used to do trip vacations, and used to gather people. And I had a discussion with him some time ago. I said, this business that you are doing, you have competitors, but there are ways that you can brand this business from the angle of safety. When you gather people, let them understand that you have first aid box in case there's any emergency. Let them understand that you prioritize their safety while they are with you in your vacation. Let them understand that if they have any medical condition that they might need you to talk about, that they might need your attention, that they should let you to know. You should let them understand that once you gather them, talk about emergency procedure. Talk about these little things about safety while they are with you at that vicinity. Let them understand that the bus that is taking them, the driver is a trained driver, is competent, he has this, he has that, he has no record of accident. Just say all these little things to them, and you see them coming back anytime you organize a program. Why? Because you have built that trust in them through safety. You have built that trust in them through safety. If Iya Basira that is selling ride, that has a booker at the roadside, and Iya Rashida too has another booker, and we see Iya Basira those that are cooking for her, they are using hand gloves, they are using nose masks while they are cooking. And Iya Rashida, there is all of them that are cooking, there is no nose mask, everywhere is dirty. I want to ask you, which one will you go to? The one that you see them using nose masks and gloves, or the ones that they are not using nose masks? Which one will you go to? You will go for the ones that they are using nose masks, the one that they are protected. That is using safety to build your productivity, to build your brand. And it applies to organizations too. No matter what you are doing, look at how does my job relate to safety? What is the safety part of my job? Just those little things, even if you are just into air plating, you are plating air. And before you plate the air, you tell all your hairdressers to wear nose masks. Those little things, it creates perception in the mind. Or you even own a school and you talk about safety to the parents. Those things, there's a way it translates. You deliver a service and you relate it to safety. It builds trust. And that is why safety professionals are needed everywhere, because at a time will go that they will be needing you to talk about these things. They'll be needing you to enlighten them about it. Are we together? And this safety that we are talking about, like I told us from the beginning, we need us. We need us to be present. We need more professionals, even though we complain that there are many people looking for jobs. But the truth is that there are still potentials everywhere, just that everybody is looking towards one direction. There are so many opportunities. And another thing that we have in this generation is that we are so much in a hurry. We want to have everything as at the tip of our fingers, as we tap our fingers. But we are not ready to build value over time. And the truth is, for you to grow in any field that you find yourself, you need to build that brand, build that value system over time. What do people know you for? What value do people know that you deliver? And if you are coming to the industry, anyone can come into the industry, that's the truth. But you can have the advantage of your field or what you study, you can add it to safety. If I study maybe communication skill, maybe I've studied English, or I've studied marketing, or let's say communication, maybe I will invest more in ensuring that my YouTube channel by now will have gotten more than 100,000 followers. And I will ensure that I make more videos every now and then. My videos has been weak over time. But assuming I've studied that skill and understand how to buy into the heart of people in communication, maybe that will have been where I will focus more on. So whether you have ND, HND, PhD, with basic academic background, you can pursue professional courses That is just it. You can pursue more courses in order to build your brand, in order to build your competency over time in the safety industry. And what are they? There are numerous of them. OSHA courses, ISPON, and in Nigeria, ISPON is a requirement, whether we like it or not. Forget about what is happening. We'll talk about that later. Today is not for that. ISPON courses, we have IOSH courses, we have AOSH UK courses, like the ones that we do. We carry out AOSH UK courses. Very soon we'll start doing the Bosch. But sooner or later we'll start. So there are a lot of courses that you can do, both certification-wise and competency-wise. And that's another gap that professionals use to miss out. And I don't want those that are just coming in to miss it out. You don't need to, you must not, it's not necessary that you must start with NEBOSH if you don't have the capacity. What is very important is competence. That's why you see so many of us, we have NEBOSH, but we can't do even risk assessment. We have NEBOSH, but you still be asking groups to send this assessment for ordinary. Even with the fact that you have ChatGPT now, people will still be asking for some questions on group. You'll be like, why are you asking this? And you've done NEBOSH, you've done all these things. Then why do you do it? Just for certificate. I tell those that attend our classes, if you're attending our class because you want to get certificate, please have a change in mindset. We train to build capacity. So if you don't have the money for all those BB courses, go to Arlinson, go to Udemy, do short courses about safety that picks your attention. Now we are also building our own LMS, TechCoach Academy. We have courses there at ridiculous prices that we'll see slash it down. People talk about implementer courses. We have implementer course there on TechCoach Academy that is well detailed, video-led courses, not even scrolling up, video-led courses that I was explaining them in details. So those professional courses, together with your academic background and your skill that you build over time, go online and watch videos. I tell people, professionals, if you are professionals and you've not subscribed or you don't watch videos on Chemical Safety Board, United States Chemical Safety Board, then you are not complete yet, because they talk about incident and they use animation to discuss about it. There are so many opportunities in the health and safety industry that we can tap into. Get all the certifications, become a member of any professional body, but most importantly, build that capacity over time. It is very, very important. What are those skills that is required? Functional skills. And that is what makes us to be exceptional, like I said from the beginning. That is what makes us to be unique, to be exceptional in what we do. That is why HSE principles can be applied in every other place that you find yourself, even in your businesses, even as an individual, even if you're not going to be a core professional in safety. Our skills that you will learn that you build when you go through our process, the skills that you build over time will make you to break boundaries. Functional skills, hazard identification. We have high level of risk perception. We are very at alert. We are looking everywhere. Anytime a safety person enters an environment, enters a particular place, you know that yes, this is a safety person, because we are always on alert. Technical skills, human relationship skills. We talk about behavioral-based safety. You will see this safety, that safety, this one safety. You will see so many things about safety. Safety is very wide. And when you come into it, you are ready to build yourself over time. And not just because you want to become a professional, but because those skills will even help you as an individual in your personal life. Communication skills. Training, we do training, we talk about training, we talk about awareness, we talk about educating people, we do enlightenment sessions, we do this so many, we report it, we share lessons from incidents. Auditing skills again, we audit our processes. So the safety fields have so many opportunities for you. And why does this safety knowledge matter that I've been talking about? Because the safety knowledge builds that competence in you and builds that credibility. Everybody wants to be in an environment where they feel safe. Everyone. Just imagine that we also talk about mental health and safety, psychological safety, safety. Everywhere safety. It tells you that the principle of safety applies to various areas, applies to various fields. Safety builds competence and it builds credibility. And it helps in improving risk-based decision-making. When you are a professional in this field of health and safety, gain that knowledge, you will be able, when we're talking about risk-based decision making, risk, you will always be there. And they'll be asking you, how do you know about this thing? Even though what they are discussing about is not core safety, you will tell them that it's still about risk. Enabling career mobility and leadership growth. You are able to move, like I said, I gave an example of Abanom. Sorry, I keep using it as an example. From this industry to that industry. Someone like my friend Akim too, from construction, then to energy sector, then moving to another sector. And you see professionals moving like that across field. Because why? That principle of health and safety has been embedded into them, enshrined into them, become part of them, and they can go anywhere and discuss and engage comfortably in reasonable conversation. Fostering of continuous improvement mindset, key to business excellence. Because in safety, over time, we talk about getting better at what we do, continuous improvement. That thinking is very important. The same way that I used to tell people that the school that you go to, that you went to study medicine or you went to study economics or engineering, the purpose of school is not necessarily that you should get a job, but that 5 years that you pass through will have built some things inside of you. That project that you did, that research that you did, that seminar that you did will have built you, and when you go out there, you are supposed to go and explore and not to wait for you to be explored or to be exploited. The same may happen in safety. That competency that we build, that capacity, that capability, that ruggedity that we build over time helps us to be able to discuss even in business settings. Because there are discussions of continual improvement in safety which are key to business excellence. Makes you a strategic partner and not just a safety officer. You become a partner. That's why I tell my colleagues in safety, don't just sit down and just say that what I need, my job is to go and spot hazard and report. You are beyond that. I have a course that I call integrating safety into project management. Integrating quality, health, and safety into project management. Because when it comes about project deliverables, it's not only about cost, it's not only about schedule, it is not only about, we talk about cost, schedule, quality, but also it's not only about scope, but also about safety. You must learn, you must be able to convince the management that without safety, this company will not move forward. You need to put them into naira and kobo. When you protect, when you prevent an accident, when you investigate a near miss and you prevent an accident from happening, automatically you are saving the company millions of naira. But do you interpret it in this naira and kobo for them to know that you are adding value to the company? It's not only what takes money, it's not only what brings money in that matters, but what could have taken money out, but you protected or prevented it. Because what they call an empire can be built in 10 years or 20 years, but it can be destroyed in a day. Safety is one that prevent that from happening. Why? Because we have strategies, techniques that we put in place to prevent that from happening. And those skills that we have is what will even make us to go further in our career, even as businessmen. And there are a lot of opportunities in health and safety. HSE officer, supervisor, coordinator, manager, specialist, lead auditor, process safety engineer, loss prevention engineer, safety engineer, fire safety specialist, chemical safety specialist, scaffold safety, equipment inspection specialist, HSE trainer, first aider, head of safety, scale inspection, food safety specialist. You will be hearing about food safety, scaffold safety, chemical safety. So many things, so many opportunities are in safety. Why? Because that skills that we have built over time cannot just be sitting in the office. We are business enabler. That perception that safety slows work is a lie. Safety improves performance of operations. We carry out equipment inspection not only because we don't want the equipment to damage, we don't want the equipment to injure people, but because we want the equipment to be functional over time. We don't want the equipment to break down. That is performance. Safety is a cost. No, it's not true. Safety drives profitability. It helps to build business. We comply because we must. No, we comply because we care about safety. It's about care. It is dynamic. We deal with human, we deal with manager, we deal with every single thing. We deal with the air quality, something that we can't see, we deal with it in health and safety. Safety people enforce rule. No, we enable results. We are result driven. We don't wait till there's a calamity. We are proactive in nature. That is why those skills will make us better as professionals in the field. And if you come into it, like I've told you, and I'll keep repeating it, not necessarily because you want to become a safety person. Yes, we want you to become it. But beyond that, what you learn over time will build that trust, profitability, credibility that we are talking about. How do you turn safety into career growth? Position yourself as a problem solver. Not just an auditor, not just a safety officer, but you are solving problem. That is why you see people saying that Africa has a lot of problems, and that is why there are there is billions of dollars working on the street. Problems to be solved. And these days when I walk, I see all these things. When I got into my new street, when I got into my new street that I'm living here, there is no DSTV, all these DSTV guys. We need to go outside to go and watch DSTV because of the community regulation or something. There is no, what's it called? There is no, even all this pepper, this thing, nobody is selling it around. We have to go outside. These are businesses even on this street that I'm living, on this community that I'm living. And it's like that everywhere. There are many opportunities that we can harness. Be a problem solver. Learn data-driven HSE management skills. Safety data analysis is very, very important. In fact, someone can decide to become a safety data analyst and build your brand, market yourself, create a brand for yourself that you help companies. There was time that I was in, I think 3 or 4 years ago, it should be up to 4 or even more, where someone engaged me from Cameroon or so, that, no, I don't think it's Cameroon, it's one of these Eastern African countries, that they have a huge chunk of data. They sent them to me, and I was ready to help them to do it. But at the end of the day, because they were saying that their IT department is not allowing them to see the outcome. Why am I saying this? Some companies will actually need that service to help them to build their safety data. And now that we are talking about artificial intelligence, we are talking about technology, hard copy reports. Now we are going into soft copies. Just last week a couple of weeks ago, I used just, what's it called, Google form to create investigation, what's it called, safety reporting form, safety report. Instead of doing them manually, let us have this thing on Google form. They can upload their image, the images that they see, they snap it, they can be anonymous, we didn't make it compulsory, anonymous, that name must be there. Snap this thing, tell us the unsafe or unsafe condition or the name is. Then back end, we are seeing it automatically and we are analyzing the data automatically and we are correcting it. So what I did was I created the link and converted the link to QR code. And I told my client that all these QR code, you need to print them out. I'm giving it for free. Print them out in as a sticker in a bigger format, and let us place it at strategic locations so that anybody that's saying unsafe act, we just scan it, we will train them on it, get the awareness about it, scan it, and report it. And it's a big hotel, and they are into this austerity management, all this listing of big apartments. And I'm like, if we do this over time, those that are coming to our facility they will have that trust in us that we care about their safety, because it is there everywhere. If you see any unsafe act, report it, scan it and report. Let us come and address it immediately. It builds credibility. So safety data is also an opportunity that we can also harness as professionals. There are many opportunities that we can do. Then pursue global certifications and our own certifications too. When we say global, because there's a misconception, they will say that when we say local certification, it doesn't mean that it is local, because we interpret local as something that is low. No, local means that it belongs to us or national regulation. That is why if you do NEBOSH in UK, they don't call it IGC, they call it National General Certificate, because it is their own. They can't call it international. International means that it is not within their framework, but it doesn't make it less of a certification. So they let us. Sometimes when we say that this certification is from Nigeria, they say it's local. No, what is international is international. You can't tell me that these innocent cars, innocent motors, not that they are local. They are not local. They are international. That is created within, not doesn't make it local. that you're a professional in Nigeria doesn't mean you are local. You have international reputation. Many of the things that you know, you're surprised that many of these outside professionals in a lot of these countries, they don't know them. Because we in Africa, we know how to read. We are bookworms. So we develop these skills, communication skills as professionals, leadership skills, influence, mentor others too. I used to tell someone, and I used to tell people that what has made me to have the little knowledge that I have over time is because I understand the concept of teaching others. When you see me make videos, those videos that I'm making, before, thank God that now we now have ChatGPT and we now have some apps. We now have some apps that you can do some things and you can do some original work. Then I will have to write. I see have those diaries here. I will have to write out my script, write it out, study it, study before I make videos. Because I want to teach people, I'm indirectly learning. I invite people to talk about subjects, to talk about topics. I'm also learning. I also discuss too. I also create topics and I create Zoom link to teach people. Why? Because I want to learn more. The best way to learn is by teaching others. The best way to grow is by teaching others. And that also helps you to boost your visibility out there and credibility. When you hear Waliu, even though I've not gotten to where I want to be, but what has made it possible is because of those things that I've done over time. Be out there, be present. Not necessarily that some people are shy. Someone messaged me some days ago that he wants to start doing videos. I said, are you the shy type? If you are the shy type, there are other ways. We are the era of AI that you can make videos that your face will not show, but you'll be passing the knowledge. Grow. What makes you this? What motivates your decision to excellent performance? Number one, different industries display the business virtue of excellence for various reasons. Number one, competitive industries. Individual aim for excellence. Individuals, some people they are aggressive about excellence. Not that they want to outshine others, but it is just their nature. They are aggressive about it. Some just want to add value to the organization. They just want to add value to the nation. They just want to build that value. And some people, they are doing it because they want to build their profile. Whatever reason you are doing it, it is valid. Some people just want to build capacity. Someone like me now, I intend to go to ESG. I intend to take course on ESG. I saw a course of over 500,000 naira on ESG online, self-paced. I intend to go for it, not because I'm looking for a job as ESG, looking for employment. No, but because I want to build my capacity. Maybe in the future I can become a consultant. Maybe I can create courses for TechCoach Academy for ESG. Maybe I can apply for courses with AOS UK on sustainability. I don't want to train people. Not that I don't have courses, that I don't have slides that I can use to start training people on ESG. No, I want to show that I have the capacity. Some people are like that. Some people is just for salary. Well, I need to do this course. When I do this course, and I add that to my certificate, last one, I will get a better job. It is valid. Whatever reason you are using to build your excellence, it is valid. If it's for salary, someone will chop now. A friend was telling me that one of his friends in what's the name of this oil and gas company is collecting 55 million naira per year as safety officer. I forgot the name of the oil and gas company. So if it's for salary, it is valid. Don't let anyone tell you that don't do it because of salary. It is valid, but you must go beyond just that. You must be ready to build value, because when you get the certificate and they want to employ you and you go for the interview and you're not able to defend your certificate, then it's an issue. Everything works together. Or aiming for promotion, they are all valid. General challenge with us is that sometimes we are always scared to take that step. The day I made a decision, or the moment I made a decision that I want to stop, because I told myself that I want to work for 5 years. Everybody have their own preference. That I decided to leave job searching doesn't mean I'm better than any other person. It's just my own personal decision. The day I took that decision that I've told myself that I want to work for only 5 years, because I've seen myself from childhood as a business person. My parents know that, everybody knows that. I've been selling so many things. All my colleagues knew me right from Ashejire. As I was selling shoes, I was selling rice, I was selling soap, I'm a business-related person. It's just about business. That is just me. I grew up in that environment. The day I took that decision that I want to stop, that I want to resign, I was scared. I was shaking the day I dropped my letter. So the biggest that we have is fear. When you are scared, they say success is in the other side of fear. Even though we never reach where we go, we never reach that success, but at least with the thank God and with the push, we still push them. But one thing that we should never allow to outrule us is fear. We are growing with fear because we are think about now. So many people are thinking of what will happen in the next 10 years, in the next 15 years. No, take it a step at a time. While you have your long-term goal, then the purpose of the long-term goal is to have an eagle-eye view of what is happening, or what is going to happen. But take it a step at a time and move. Because when you think too much and you put so much weight on your shoulder about things that are not even happening yet, you might demotivate yourself. It's about you for your own growth. It is about your growth. Thank you, Mr. Maitama. What if this happened? What if is good in your risk analysis? Because in process safety, we have what we call what if for risk assessment. That is for safety. But even while you are taking your what if, you are putting controls in place to address it. You for growth, then you for the team. You should grow as an individual, and you can also have a community or a group or some people that you even look into that you grow together with. And the U for result, I call it the GTR. The U for your own personal growth, the U together with a team for collective growth, and the U for that result that you want to get. You must be result driven at every point in time. And that is what will build that capacity. And what's that capacity that we are talking about? Nothing gets transformed in your life until your mind is transformed. You must be ready to create that transformation. And that is what this HSC field helps us to achieve. You must be able to plan effectively, implement what you have planned, check if what you are planning is in line with if what you have planned is in line with what you are doing, and if it's going to give you the required result. I added that recently because sometimes you might be implementing what you have planned and it will not give you the desired result. Don't be surprised. You might be implementing what you have planned, but it won't be giving you the required result. Why? Because of some external factors that are within your control. Maybe someone planned to buy a Venza car in 2020. Sorry, I love mentioning the Venza because I like Venza anyway. Someone planned to buy Venza in 2021, and then Venza was 7.2 million, and decided to buy Venza. And he now said that you'll be contributing 150,000 naira every month, so that by 2025 you'll be able to buy Venza. Now that same Venza now, 2020 Tokumbo 2025. Tokumbo is around 15 to 20 million. Why? He planned it. He's implementing what he planned, but it's not giving him the result. That is why the what if comes in. What if things change? Then you now look at possibilities, but address it a step at a time. Plan, implement, check what you are doing, monitor yourself, monitor your progress, and act with it. And one beautiful thing is that this PDCA is part of the HSC principles we are talking about. Because when you are in HSC, health and safety, you must plan your activities. You must plan your processes, your monthly plan, your HSC plan, your weekly plan, your daily activities, and you must implement them, check them through your monitoring processes, carry out a reporting system, carry out internal audit, management review, and act on continuous improvement. These are HSC principles that you can apply in your personal lives. That's why HSC is dynamic and is unique. Continuous improvement. What you lack in talent can be made up with desire also, and a 100% all the time, and giving 100% all the time. Anything you want to achieve, and that's the truth. Just do it consistently. Just do it consistently. You will see results. But sometimes we have weak times, we have weak points, and sometimes we get tired. That is where the team bond comes in. Everybody cannot be tired at the same time. When this one is tired, this person is supposed to lift him up. That's why you must work as a team. You must not work in isolation because mental health is real. You must build relationship. Before we move further, apart from those that know about this, how about now minus you? Who can answer this icebreaker? Akeem minus you, minus every QHSC student that I know of. Who can answer this? Who can answer this icebreaker? Can you guess the next letter in this series? They've gotten it too. Very simple, Abi. Okay, very good. Aisha Abdul Hakim. Thank you so much for your response. So that is the answer. The answer is S. And why is it S? Can, C, U, Y, G, guess, T, the N letter, next letter in this. So the next one is series. So the answer is S. Thank you very much for responding to that. God saved me. I wanted to give out money before, but you quickly answered. Thank you so much for not allowing me to spend my money. For long-term success, an integrated approach requires sustained leadership commitment. Sustained leadership commitment and adaptability, global challenges while preferring sustainable solutions. Leadership commitment. And once again, this leadership commitment is an important part of health and safety because safety is not luck. Safety involves deliberate act. If you have not gotten involved in an accident, it is a waiting time bomb. What are the 5 major drivers of adaptability and resilience? Active learning. These are what drives us in health and safety. We'll learn every time. You will see webinar here, webinar here, webinar here, webinar here. You can see a week, you can see 5 webinars. Choose, join. Strengthen personal adaptability and resilience. Then deepen your connections with people. Create adaptable team. Build good relationships. Me, as far as I'm concerned, I don't have any enemy in this industry, HSC industry. I don't have. Everybody is my friend. And I'm not hiding, I'm not pretending. If you offend me, I will tell you that you offended me, or I will let you know, and we address it, and that is all. I don't have enemies. Even those that are fighting themselves, I'm their friends. I'm everywhere. I talk to this, I build relationship. It is very important in your own career growth too. Because why should you keep enemies in the first place? Then reinforce yourself with purpose. Turn safety into business value. How do you turn safety into business value? If you're talking about the individual, as a business, for entrepreneurs and business owners, like I said, you need to apply safety to differentiate your brand. If you are building any brand, add safety to it. It creates that exceptionality. Add safety to whatever you are doing. Safe businesses attract better contractors and partners. That's the truth. In your customer trust, in your brand image, let them understand that safety is important. If I'm building a school today, if God said I'm going to build a school today, one thing I'll be advertising most in my school is safety, that your children will be safe. Academic is normal now. That's the purpose of school now. Academics, excellence, for them to graduate with good results, for them to become professionals, for them to learn the right skills, for them to be disciplined. Because in my own school, I will discipline them. I might not flog, but I will discipline students. So if you are the type that does not want your children to be disciplined, don't bring them to my school. But very importantly is safety. I will use safety as what I use to advertise my school. Your children are safe with us, don't worry. We will tell you what they are put in place in safety. Unless if it's village people that follow your children to the school. That's the only thing that will remain. But even that one, spiritual safety, we will pray again. Muslim we pray, Christian we pray. I don't know about any other one. No. Employee engagement and operational excellence. You can embed your safety into it. customer brand and customer trust, employee engagement, operational excellence. Profitability follows predictability. When you can show workings, no, that's the slang. They say show workings, no be church, show workings. If you can show workings, if you can show predictability, then profitability will follow. And safety helps you to ensure that a particular CEO, which I'm going to show us the video now, a summary of what he did. This particular CEO was taking over this Alcoa aluminum company. It's an aluminum company. Paul O'Neill. And when he was taking over, do you know what he was telling them? He wasn't telling them any other thing than safety. They were like, is this man mad? What are you talking about? Why are you telling us about safety? This, I would have loved to show us the video about the summary of the documentary. I don't want to waste our time. But what the video talks about is that when the company was one of the top companies in aluminium, at the point they were going down. They were drastically going beyond the market, below the market. Then they now made him the CEO. And the investors were waiting to hear him talk about business strategy, marketing strategy, technology, equipment design, adding more chemicals, doing this thing, or branding. What this man was talking about all through was about safety. He went through all the more than 100 factories. And what he was talking about, and when he was doing his presentation, he was talking about safety, that they need to talk about the safety of their workers. That's the only way they can move their business up. That's the only way they can pivot their business. And it worked. Within a few years, the company that was going down, that was drowning, this company that was drowning, in fact, one of the investors that was advising other investors to sell their shares and withdraw from the company, that man confessed that was the worst decision that was the worst advice he will ever give anybody. And that was the worst decision that he ever made. Because the company that they thought was going to shrink, within a few years that this man was talking about safety, implementing safety, showing compassion, showing emotion, showing care, telling the workers that he cares about their health, putting strategies in place, being deliberate about it, leading by example, everything changed. They grew up to the peak that they were before and even surpassed expectation. Why? Because the man used safety as a strategy to build the organization. And that's what safety will do for you. This man is a CEO. He has been a CEO for many companies. He's a businessman. He's an entrepreneur. He understands business strategies. He has gone to the best business schools. And when he was given the responsibility to bring this company back to life, what he implemented was not one economics principle, was not one financial rule, was not one entrepreneurship something. What he implemented was safety, to tell you how powerful safety is. So we are talking about safety, we are not just talking about protecting life alone. We are talking about business growth. But how do you build your personal brand in HSE? You as an individual, you start from somewhere. Build your brand over time. Share your HSE insight on LinkedIn, on community forums. Let people see you out there. Build your brand over time. Be consistent. Don't get tired. I told there was one of everybody that has come to me and said I don't start doing safety talk, because most times they used to come to me. I'll tell them, number one, don't expect people to like you or to follow you. Don't expect to see people on your Zoom. You want to see 50 people, 10 people, 30 people. Don't expect to see anybody. And don't expect to see that big views. You post, you want to see views. Once you are having that expectation, you will never grow. Because why? You will get tired. Because it is people that are motivating you. I told this girl that day, I told her when she started that brand, beautiful brand. And when on that live, when she was saying something like, I want people to join, so I will be motivated. I said, no, don't tell people to join. Be consistent. People will come later. Later, they will come for you. People come to things of value. Create that value system and people will follow you. It's very important. And is that clear? Many people have started this journey of insight, webinar, blah, blah. safety talk, safety video, but over time they get shortcut. Why? Some people is maybe because they've seen what they want to see. Okay, they've gotten the visibility, and because of that, a company employed them. And because of that, they stopped. No, it doesn't stop there. Consistency is very, very important. Share your insight. Be consistent over time. I'm almost through, please. Then volunteer for safety improvement projects. If you have the capacity, someone like me, I can't do it. In fact, I used to envy some people that they will say that they do volunteer work for safety, that they work for 3 months volunteer. I can't do it. Me, I can't do it. That's just me. The other way that I can add my value. But if it's something that you can do, you have the capacity to do volunteer, do it. Join professional bodies. Someone like me, that's part of my weaknesses too. Professional bodies. Maybe because of the e-sport issue, I find it demotivating to join professional bodies. But very soon I will start joining, but I've done a couple of them. If it's not African-based or Nigerian-based, I find it difficult to join. But I've joined RSM and I've joined WSO. Maybe I will join IOS very soon now. And other ones, maybe ASSP too. And even their money service is too much. They'll be collecting money in pounds and dollars. But I'll try and join SHA. But build that network. Even if you don't have the money to join those bodies, you can still join the WhatsApp group. For example, IOS WhatsApp group. You can join it, learn from it. When they do webinar, they will send you out. Watch, listen. When they have physical meeting too, even if you're not a member, you can join. When you have money, you become a member. Many of our top organs grew very fast because they were opportune to join all these bodies at the very early stage. Join it, it helps. I won't lie to you, even though I'm not a member of one of them, but it helps in career projection. Be known for transforming safety into measurable business results. Let your CEOs in your company know that you are beyond just looking for hazard everywhere. And when you want to start that career in health and safety, please listen to what I've said today. Don't just say it as you want to go and be spotting hazard. Let them understand that you are adding value to the business. What the CEO wants to hear is about Naira and Kobo. Transform your incident investigation into Naira and Kobo. Transform the hazard that you identified, that you corrected, into Naira and Kobo. The workers want to see compassion and care. Deal with that too. And that is how you build that capacity. In conclusion, you need to blend your talent, your God-given talent. Someone like me, I can talk. It's my talent. I can't hide it. I can talk. I know that very well. And I can do business a little. Then social skill. Some people say I'm social, but let me tell you, I can be at home for one, if not for prayer, that I have to go and pray in the mosque. I can be in my room for two weeks that I won't come out. But when I go outside, I'm social too. In a bit, I'm a mixture of the two. So I think they call those ones too. I'm ability they call us. I don't even know. So blending talent. Yes, okay, thank you. Blending talent, social skills with the profession. Blend it. When there's an event out there, they are doing a QHSC leadership event. Join. Go. We are doing setting the pace 4.0. Imagine if setting base is now 4.0. I can't even imagine it. 4.0 and it's coming up in January. Go. They are doing this webinar conference. Go. Those that are free of his money might not go, but my own is money. If I know it's not much, but we will still attend anyway. Wait for no one. Don't let anybody push you. Be the one to push yourself. Be the inner force that pushes yourself. Build the right connections. Build the right connections, right network. These are these are the things that are the real value. Build self-development, self-validation. Start rough, start early, start anyhow. Don't start when it is smooth, because it will never be smooth. It is always tough. Look at what Dangote is facing now with NNPC and the likes. It will always be tough. But Dangote just passed $30 billion as one of the richest in Africa now. It will always be tough. Some people thought he resigned from Dangote, maybe he was going to relax. He started a new one. It will never be smooth. Don't start it till you have the target. If you want to do awareness, Want to start doing safety awareness. Don't start till you have the gadget. Don't start till you have that microphone. Don't start till you have that camera. I've never bought a professional camera before. I almost got it some time ago, but my Samsung is doing my work for me. For the time of my Samsung S9 I was using for my first videos, to the Samsung that I'm using now, even though Akeem Samsung is better than my own Samsung now, the guy don't get money past me. Start making those videos. Start early. The best time that I should have started should be some years ago or some months ago. The next best time is now. Prepare, because preparation plus opportunities equals success. It was my friend Tosin Lawal that told me this when I was in Ashejire at Hybrid. Then I was down. I was even crying that day. I can't forget that day in my life. I was crying because I was tired, because I was waiting for that chemical engineering job and I didn't see. And I told me, said, Waliu, you are preparing. Don't worry, the opportunity will come. Because it is better to prepare and the opportunity comes and you are unable to harness that opportunity. It is better to prepare and the opportunity comes and you harness it than to prepare, but there's no opportunity. And the truth is that there will always be opportunity. The question is, are you prepared for that opportunity? Are you prepared for it? Don't wait till you have a reason. Some people will come and meet me, Mr. Waliu, please, I want to do this, I want to do this certificate, I want to do this course. Company said that you need a certificate. And I'll tell them that no, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work. We have to go through the class. You have to go through the class. If you want a quick certificate, go to Tech Academy and go and do the self-paced course. But if you want a calendar course, if you want a normal course, you need to go through the class. Why have we done these things before? And like I said at the beginning of this class, when I did my 5001, I did it in 2017. 5001. When I did my Nebosh, 2017. When I did many of these courses, 2017, 2018, I did not need them for anything. And I knew that they won't work for me. But I was using them to gain knowledge and also to prepare for the opportunities ahead. Until I resigned, I never used them to get a job. It was only there to build my competency, and I'm happy about it. So always prepare, because opportunities will always come. Don't give up. Keep pushing till you are able to figure it out. It will always get better. One of my friends, at a point, she got tired. In fact, it's not even one, 2 or 3 of them. They got tired. They got to the weakest point. Because other people were moving, they were saying, LinkedIn. If you don't want to be if you don't want to be depressed, please don't visit LinkedIn. Sometimes you see, I just got a new job, I just got a new job alert, new job opportunity, I just resumed this. You might be asking yourself, God, am I a fungi? Am I a bacteria that this company are not seeing me? So sometimes people get demotivated, but you need to keep pushing. Connect yourself with the right people. Understand that it can only get better. And that's what I always say. Together, it can only get better. Keep pushing till you are able to figure it out. We are all work in progress. Nobody has gotten to that place that he wants to be. Nobody. Okay. Yes, Mr. Maitama said it happened to him. Nobody has gotten there, but very soon, with consistency, hard work, will always get to where I want to get to. It's not just about building your wealth alone. It's not just about accumulating money. It's about building the nation. Understand that your activity, your actions and inactions are contributing to the overall growth of the nation, building your home, building a society, and building of positive influence to the nation and to the world at large. And that's where I'm going to start my presentation. Thank you all for listening. I hope I've spoken well today. I hope my jargon did not irritate you. And please, let's continue to add value always. See you at the top. I'm not the one at the top there. Maybe it's Mrs. Bumi that's at the top there. I'm the one at the lower there, trying to let her to drag me to the top.
I don't know what you're trying. I don't know what you're talking about, Mr. Waliu. But
thank you so much. I appreciate your presence and your time that you have taken to listen to me. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Waliu. I couldn't just, in fact, I wish this can go on and on and on and on and on. I've enjoyed, I didn't miss a single second of listening to this conversation. I made sure I didn't get distracted. Thank you so much for that powerful and inspiring session. And I'm sure we've all been inspired. We've all been motivated. It's deeply insightful. We've all been educated because this session is a whole lot. It educates you, it inspires you, it motivates you, it has informed us as well. So please, as I'm talking, please share your insight. If you have a punchline or you have something to share that really caught your attention in the conversation, please put it in the put it inbox. You know, when you write something, there's a way it just comes to you every time you're doing something. You know, this really helps. It's really part of the the mentorship session. So please drop that thing that touched you when Mr. Waliu was speaking. Drop it in the comment section. Let's also learn from it. Let's also glean from it. One thing that really struck me was your reminder, and I always say that even about the HR profession, that safety is not a cost center. It's part of the
I
business
can't hear
itself.
you again. Oh,
Can you
I
hear
think I'm the
me?
one. Yeah,
Oh,
we
I
can hear you
think
now. What really struck you?
yes. I said what really struck me was the reminder, because I always say that even about HR, that safety is not a cost center. It is part of the business itself. It is true, and it is very profound. I also loved how you tied safety to people, how it's really about creating environments where people can thrive. It's a message that I think should stay with everybody beyond this session, because talking about safety as far as Africa is concerned, it is beyond. Yes, you mentioned the business aspect, the fact that you can key into it for your career development, just like you did. You came in, you were looking for a place to perch, and then you stuck to safety for life. It's also good to remind ourselves that running a business, that safety is not ingrained, is not part of, is not something we want to have as a continent, as a country. We need to shift that culture. Safety needs to be a culture. There needs to be a cultural shift when it comes to safety. And most importantly, for me, and listening to Waliu is not just about Waliu talking. I've watched someone who has walked the talk. He has walked all he has said. On a personal note, I've known Waliu for years. During COVID, we hosted this mental health and safety series that touched many lives. One thing I appreciated mostly during that period was his consistency, I must say. So when he's telling you about being consistent, he's the master of consistency. He even led, this engagement to, he even led this, this program to the point that we got an engagement, to with a major bank in Nigeria to train their executives on psychological health and safety. I kid you not, from Instagram Live to executive to an executive platform, right? And we trained them on psychological health and safety for months. That experience shaped my own career. And interestingly, my first HR job in Canada required a knowledge of safety. It was a reminder to me that everything that we learn today prepares us for tomorrow. So don't wait, like what you said towards the closing of the session. Don't wait till when it is required. Prepare now, start now, you know. So I want to say thank you once again to Mr. Waliu for sharing so
Sorry, ma.
generously with us. Right.
Sorry. I also want to add something, even though I've said it several times, for those that have
Yes,
not heard before. That
yes,
particular job that you talk about, that training that we
yes,
did,
yes.
when they were asking me for evidence that can I deliver the training, then I've
Hmm,
never done a training before.
hmm.
But do you know the evidence that I showed them then?
Well,
The
what was this?
what our webinars, my YouTube videos on mental health that I've done, I sent them the YouTube link to go and watch my presentation on mental health. That was what they used as evidence to give me a job,
Hmm,
a
hmm,
company of such, to give me a job. Why? Because I've been doing that, not because I was waiting for them that one day they will give me that job. I was just
hmm.
doing it and just dumping it there. So that
Thank
is
you.
also what I also want to add.
Thank you for lending a voice to that. I didn't even know that much details, but I know that from leading an Instagram live with Mr. Waliu invited me to come and lead a training for executives on mental health and safety, something I've never done before. I'll tell you, when it came to learning and development, that was a peak for me in Nigeria at the time. And it put something in me. It put confidence, the fact that I can do it. I've been doing it, I can do it. It also gave me credibility. I've been a lecturer at Central for Law and Business at a time for University of London undergraduate students. And I've been doing that for years before I even met Waliu. However, I've not been in that kind of space, executive space, where I needed to talk about a new topic a topic that was quite new to me in terms of the academic part of it. I was born into safety. My father was a foremost health and safety professional in Nigeria, so safety wasn't new to me. But the training aspect of safety was quite new to me. So Waliu was my closest mentor, and we did the work together. Inviting me into that kind of space and me being able to talk gave me that credibility. It gave me that confidence that I needed and that I still use in the environment I find myself today. So it's just me encouraging you, just like he has mentioned before. Do not take these webinars that you attend, do not take them for granted. It is something that is preparing you ahead for that opportunity and for that space that you find yourself in the future. And I just want to say thank you again to Engineer Waliu. And as they say, there's something they say, and it has been my mantra to follow Uno Road. If you follow Uno Road, you can't miss it in this life. So I will tell you, while you know road though, when it comes to health and safety, if you're a young person here, it's an opportunity to connect with him. And when you are connecting, please do that professionally. Please do that with, the skills that we've taught you on how to connect, on how to bring value and how to add value and how to generate value. Do that with professionalism and not disturbing his space. That is what I would say. But if you're a young person here, you should connect with this person if you're interested in health and safety. Having said that, I want to see a message on what really caught your attention. Someone said, I really love my safety career. Thank you so much. I'm very motivated. It's insightful. I really like to see punchlines, honestly. Just tell me one thing that really caught your attention in everything that you have said. Please, I would like to see that. Something that really caught your attention and that like your take home, like something you can take home. And if you don't have that, if you have a question, please feel very free to unmute yourself. I know that our time is fast spent. It was worth it. I don't regret it, even though I would say sorry if we took your time. It's not something that is very usual. We have respect for time as well, and that is why we encourage you to always attend on time. I mean, to be punctual so that we can start on time and finish on time. Having said that, I do not regret, even if this session was going to extend than usual. So please ask your questions if you have questions, and please share that punchline. I want to see it. Nothing gets transformed in your life unless you transform yourself. Fantastic, Aisha. Thank you very much for that. Please let me see. I studied chemical and petrochemical engineering, but coincidentally, I saw myself working as a safety officer since 2018. After being without a job for almost 5 years, I have developed myself deeply in safety. Wow. Thanks for sharing that, Ohia Azubike. I'm very encouraged, and I'm sure those who are here, those young graduates that are here and seeking opportunities, can glean from that as well. Please, I would like us to share our contribution, what you've learned from this session. Very important. You don't want to go home with all that you've learned. You want to share as well. And sharing is part of learning, I must tell you. The more you share, the more you learn. So please share your punchlines, share those things that you glean from this session. And if there are ways that you seek to apply them, or there are things that just caught your attention or aligned with your experience, please share them. Type them in the comment section. And if you have questions, feel free to unmute and ask your question as well. We can do with 5 minutes extra. Safety is not just the protection of employees, environment, health, and people, but also the protection of machineries and equipment too. Insightful. That's interesting, yeah. But the thing they say, human lives come first, yeah. The machineries and equipment are very important too because they aid our work efficiencies. And when they are faulty, they can also be an hazard. So, yeah. That's correct. Yeah. What really caught my attention, this is from, did I miss that? I think I missed that. Okay, this is from Elizabeth Inchang. What really caught my attention was the fact that he mentioned the why aspect of being in the safety field. Yes, thank you for reminding me with the why. which is what is still keeping me in this career line. I tell you, if you don't understand your why, there's very more likelihood that you'll be distracted in life. In everything, like you said it's beyond safety. You see, that is why I always start with the why when it comes to GETWORK Nigeria. Why are we here? Why are we doing what we're doing? We have a co-founder, Dr. Yetunde Ajibade. She likes to call herself Dr. Why because she's always very mindful of the why. When we're having conversations, it's always about the why. Why are we doing what we're doing? Why? And that's what purpose is all about. If you don't understand the why, there's a lot of distractions. There are a lot of things to distract you out there. Yes. So I thank you for sharing that, Elizabeth. Motsurayo, never give up, keep pushing till you get it figured out. Yeah, keep moving. That's my mantra. Keep moving, keep it moving. Whether you're crawling, whether you're walking, whether you're running, whether you're flying, just make sure you're not on one spot. Keep it moving. The fact that safety is in every sphere. Sorry, I'm missing this. Okay. My why was to survive before now. Okay, so Olalisha said the fact that safety is in every sphere of people's life and business is awesome. Yes, that's very insightful. No matter your course of study, once in the safety field, your course of study can add value in the field of safety. That's correct. Being Dalhat Maitama Garba says being building on environmental sustainability, but with Mr. Waliu's 2 webinars I attended, I realized that safety is key to sustainability. Can't snub it. Thank you for sharing. Engineer Sharing Emo says, always quantity, always quantity, your values in Naira and Kobo. This is the language management understand. Yes, you need to be able to communicate the value of safety in an organization. Same thing they say to we HR people. You need to be able to quantify, to put it in quantity, to be able to bring your data to show how safety, has helped the business, yeah, sorry, my baby is here. All right, so thank you once again. I am not seeing any question here. I want to believe that we've enjoyed the session and we've gathered a lot of information as well. And like they say, follow who know road. Follow who know road. Don't forget that. That includes joining those webinars, getting the right information, and making use of them. Not just joining those webinars, doing what you have been asked to do, putting yourself out there. Very important. Self-branding. You need to brand yourself. You need to show yourself, because when you are called upon to do certain things, those are landmarks. Those are the things that will show up for you, like like Engineer Waliu shared, So thank you once again. I would like to take extra of our time, and I want to wish us a beautiful week ahead, and have a good sleep. Thank you for joining in. And please, one more thing. If you are not following us on our social media pages for GETWORK Nigeria, please do. I mentioned it at the beginning of this session. We have our page, our Instagram page at GETWORK Nigeria, exactly as pronounced, GETWORK Nigeria. And we have our page on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and on Twitter. We are at GETWORK Nigeria. That's at GETWORK, GETWORKNAIJA on Twitter. We always post opportunities, career opportunities, community events we post, so you can have updates on those things. And if you're yet to join our community, if you're a young graduate within 0 to 3 years experience, it is good you join our community. We always have information. We always have something to help you. Please join our community WhatsApp group. It's the link is on our bio page on our Instagram at GETWORK Nigeria. If you click on that link, it will take you directly to our WhatsApp community. Thank you once again, and have a beautiful week ahead.
Thank you very much for the lectures. Have a
Thank you
beautiful
very
weekend.
much, Ma. We really appreciate.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Liu. My ISO 45001 instructor. Very nice.
Thank you very much. It's nice hearing this course is so educative. Thank you so much.
Because somebody who is a man at this age, no wife, no career, nothing, because his life has gone.